West, y'all.
Freddy, win or lose, you reckon he's done?
I would like to see him done. Because
Yeah.
I spoke about this with Simon last week as well, where Simon said, "Oh, he's won 3 of his 6 series, 50% record. That's not too shabby." But if I'm on the perspective where you want him out, I say he's lost 3 of his last 4 series. So I tried to twist the stats to say that, and I'm going with that. He's lost 3 of his last 4 series, but more than that, he's been outcoached. He's been outcoached from Slater. Like that on the New South Wales team, they've been thoroughly beaten. But on paper, they're not that bad.
Yeah, before the series, like you look at the talent New South Wales had to draw on, and you kind of, as a Maroons fan, I was like, okay, this is going to be a real hard series for us. And Kalen not really firing at the beginning of the year. Reese still being new. It was all this untested stuff. So it was like, oh man, on paper, like these guys got a solid team. A lot of guys that have been there, like experience. You look across the board, and now like the experience that was there at the beginning of the year has gone out the window. I think for me, Freddie, just the chopping and changing is detrimental to the Origin brand. I think for the New South Wales as well, like just trying to build up these guys to buy into the jersey and know how much it means, and just to see guys given a chance and don't do well and just given the chop, like. Yeah, I think that's the hard. Like, yes, injuries happen. Latrell, and I think that's probably been another thing. Your 3 injuries are to 3 of your best players.
Yeah,
Cleary, Turbo, and Latrell out from injury, so that doesn't do any favors for the team either. But I'm the same. I think Freddie's done. Win or lose. A good chance of actually winning this one though. Looking at this, up there in Sydney too, so.
yeah, I like what Slater's.
Game.
Yeah, I like what's like you talked about that with Slater, like, and the difference. So he's picked some guys. There were some head scratches at the start, like when Dane Gagai got dropped, and he's picking the hammer at center. He picked Murray Taulangi, who was average. The whole Cowboys team was average at that point.
At the beginning of the year, I was the same. Like Taulangi, I would have had hammer on the side and kept, And so it's
but
just
he's
pause
picked
like
these
that.
young guys, and he said, "You know what? I trust you," and they've repaid that faith. Whereas you look at Freddy, he's like, if you make one mistake, don't call me. I'll lose my number. You're going to be gone for the rest of the series. And they've played like that, like Hines and all these other guys. They've played like they've got the weight of the world on their shoulders. Whereas it looks like Slater said, "Hey, look, I trust you. Don't worry about what the media's saying." And they play like they've got full, like the coach has faith in them. So Nanai, Kora, all the guys who thought, these guys haven't been playing that good. Taulangi, Emma, and
that's the
they've
thing,
repaid it tenfold.
Yeah, but by giving that faith to them, man, these guys are not only ripped up in Origin, but just gone back to their clubs as. You look at Xavier Coates, kind of like meandering through the storm this season.
Yeah.
Then he comes and rips up for the Maroons and goes back, and it's just crazy to just see the turnaround of some of these guys after they turn up for Origin and just get this. Yeah, I don't know what Billy puts in their tea of it.
I suppose that's the thing. Like, I'm with you that Freddie should go, but I can't think of someone who they can get. Like, I want someone who's sort of not tied to NRL coaching because I think it's too much to do both. And someone who's played for New South Wales, but someone who knows about coaching. I know Billy Slater's a bit of a anomaly in the fact that he's come in with no coaching experience. And shown that he's an elite sort of just mastermind guy.
Yeah, maybe that's just that Bellamy kind of influence, just becoming students of the game, just understanding it so well from what Bellamy kind of grills those guys through, because they all seem like they've got real good rugby league IQ. All those guys that come through the Storm system.
Yep.
Bellamy, I don't know. Maybe Bellamy could have another shot at Noosa. Maybe step down from Storm. Isn't he still considering? Is he signed for next year now? Back to the Storm.
Yeah, I think he signed one more year. They've got Jason Rolls there who's coming over. I don't know, some type of role. And I think that's the plan, is that he'll do one more year and then Rolls will be the coach. So I don't know, maybe I would consider Bellamy. He's a coaching mastermind, and he's not the
Mm-hmm.
type of guy who'll throw someone on the scrap heap if they don't perform. So,
Yeah.
he's the
Yeah, I
type of
think
guy who
that's
can
the
get the
thing.
best out
He's
of
like
players. Eh?
a, yeah, yeah, he's a real people person as much as he seems like a hard ass. You see that relationship he has with a lot of his players. So yeah, I think that's
Mm,
what they kind of just to get these guys buy-in, but also, yeah, I don't know. Like I think yeah, just different. Like New South, yeah, need to kind of get that connection back to the jersey, but I think not overdoing that too. Like just going back to like we're a better team, we got better skill. Let's just do that and double down on that work because I think there's a bit too much kind of hype on the New South Wales kind of wanting to do like what Queensland do and play for the jersey and blah blah blah. It's like that's a Queensland. Yes, that's what they were bred on because it's kind of like from ancient times or
mm,
since the 80s, kind of winning and then just going on with that whole underdog theme and, scrap and fight for every, those origin moments. And that's always been a Queensland trademark. But I think New South was always, just one out of better play and kind of, I think it's going back to that, like getting a good coach to just let these, because yeah, like the roster of players, I guess, after the fact, you can look at this Queensland team and go, oh man, those guys are all good, but it's at the beginning of the season, like you were saying, Murray Taulagi against that Okai, you just laugh and go, oh, just going to run circles around this guy.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things though, because that Queensland do have that passion. It's sort of like New South Wales has to have a significantly better team to combat that. Because if the teams are even, you feel that passion and stuff they got for the jersey will be enough to get Queensland over the line, and it has been. You look at some of the miracle wins that they've been able to pull off in history, and
Yeah.
just as a New South Wales fan, when the game's close and it gets to that last 5 minutes, your stomach sinks a little bit, thinking, "Oh no, not again." And
Yeah.
and
Well, yeah.
Queensland
And
have
yeah, like
that,
you're saying,
so.
yeah, you need that extra bit of like what Jared Haynes did. You need a Jared Haynes to kind of get you guys over the line to kind of win those series and not
Hmm.
end up.
Yeah, it's going to
Yeah.
be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that, well, it looks like the tactics we've got is to run through them first,
Yeah.
which which is the right call. We need to collapse the middle, get the edges moving in, and then we can attack wide. It looks like they tried to play around them too much, pass too much, and then when they jammed in, it wasn't working. So yeah, I think this is a better style, and I'm predicting a better outcome for New South Wales.
Mm.
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to Cody. Like, I'm glad they try to. I'm sick of people giving him that tag of he's a hothead and they try and get under his collar. So I'm glad he's kind of got that out of his game and it's not too much of a focus. Because yeah, it seemed to be like maybe just media too, bringing so much of that that he kind of fell into it and just kept getting roped in by teams. So yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully, I hope Queensland don't use those tactics on him, just trying to get under his collar. I think he's a better player than that. But I'd like to see Cody just run free.
Yeah, I saw on both games. So New South Wales, they've won the penalty count on both games. They've won the possession stakes on both games. They've had more tackles in the opposition 20 for both games. Yet that hasn't translated into points on the scoreboard,
Yeah.
and that's sort of I think why Luai paid the price because that falls on the halves a lot. And you think with that much ball in that red zone, someone like Cody Walker, his ball playing
Yeah.
on that left edge, I think he could have made a difference. So I think that's sort of why they thought, now if we can get those same results again and get more shots in their 20-meter zone, that's Cody's specialty. He can kill a
Mm-hmm.
team with his ball playing, his passing game, picking the right guy. So first they need to collapse the middle, and that's where it all starts. So I'm optimistic, eh? Even though I've been optimistic in game two, just a bit of a bloodbath. So yeah,
But
we'll
yeah,
see.
it might work. Like, yeah, that left edge. Like, I guess if he kind of works in Matangi, but then you've got Bradman there, kind of used to that left edge working with um Kalen as well. So I
Mm,
guess yeah,
mm.
just giving that room. I think that's the only thing. As long as Bradman's not trying to overplay his hand, because he's just gonna kind of get in the way of Matangi a lot. That's the only kind of risk there. Just
Well,
trying to
he's
do
a,
too
he's a
much.
he's a good hole runner, Bradman
Mm,
is. So you think if he can run hard lines off Cody's ball playing, it could work. It could work.
mm. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Oh well, all the best for that game, mate. It's
I think
yeah, it
I've
should be
talked
good.
myself
Like
into
yeah,
thinking New South's going to win. Now I didn't think they were going to win. Now I just took myself into it.
You never know, right? It's a decent team on paper. On paper, it's hopefully these guys don't turn up and do paper tackles.
Oh yeah, true.